This is Paul Stewart, back to community development. Before I try to explain community development, I do teach community development. First I want to explain what community development is. Community development is the process of social action in which the people of the community organize themselves for planning and action. They define their common and individual needs and problems. They make group and individual plans to meet their needs and solve their problems. Just a basic idea of community development. Well, I'm going to go over community development 1 real quick, but I want to go a little bit more in depth on community development 2, which I did not show. Community development 1 that I teach, as I stated before, we talked about the 8-step solving process, identifying community assets, making groups decisions, poverty sessions, leadership sessions, and people to action. I want to go back into the 8-step problem solving process real quick, and I pick out one in community development. I want to show you the 8-step solving process, problem solving process. We have action 1, correction action. Identify and define the problem. For an example, that's the first step you do when you solve a problem. The questions for the action 1, which is step 1, are very simple. These are the questions you ask when you identify the problem. The questions you ask is, what is going on that isn't acceptable, or what isn't happening that should be? What is the impact or the effect? What would happen if nothing was done and nothing changed? Is the problem recognized by the entire team or by certain individuals? And last but not least, is there willingness and energy to deal with the problem? Now this is the first step you do when you solve a problem. But I want to come out of community development 1, and I want to go back to that's community development 1. I want to go into community development 2. Now, in community development 2, I finished what is called other sessions. I teach about economic development is more than adding a business. Economic development worksheet for community assessment. Bringing it home. Connecting citizens to strengthen communities. Understanding social capital. Social capital pre-survey. I also explain what is social capital. Civic engagement worksheet. I explain what is civic engagement. Trust worksheet. Civic responsibility worksheet. I explain what is civic responsibility. The power of community. Network and connections worksheet, which I explained last time. Collective community vitality worksheet. Social capital autograph bingo. Coming down to tackling community controversy. What I want to do is I want to go a little bit more in depth into the controversy or the spiral model of community controversy. I went into it previous, but I want to go a little bit more in depth, which will give you an idea. Living with controversy. First of all, controversy is marked by extremes. Most people find themselves somewhere in between. Think of it as a continuum with a wide opportunity for a common ground in the middle. This sheet is meant to help you think constructively about controversy. Extremes. The extremes on the continuum frequently represent totally different ways of seeing a situation. An example might be where circumstances are seen as an issue of individual privacy on one end and as a matter of public good on the other. We are taught to avoid extremes, but many times that is where new ideas, new ways of seeing things come into being. Defining the extremes is an important step. It tells you how far apart the parties are and how big the common ground must be if the controversy is to be managed. Now, what I want to look at also in community development too is what is controversial, what is conflict, what is conversion, what is controversy. Then I want to look at controversy and conflict, controversy and conversion, management, not resolution, why some people see controversy when others do not. Something to think about that many times we overlook, but it's very important when you're dealing with community development to understand these concepts. First of all, controversial, okay? Controversial means in dispute or in opposition by reasoning. It is to run opposite. The key idea is that controversy involves reasoning among reasonable people. Conflict. Conflict is about striking together and give us a picture of two striking forces in opposition. Conversion. Conversion is about bringing over from one belief, view, or party to another. Literally, it is to turn together. Conversion recognizes no position but its own, and so there is no position but its own, and so there is no controversy. Controversy is about having a reasonable dispute. When reason is eliminated, we have conflict. I'm going to say it again. Controversy is about having a reasonable dispute. When reason is eliminated, we have conflict. The source of much conflict is seeking conversion, not resolution. I'll repeat it again. The source of much conflict is seeking conversion, not resolution. So what that means is the majority of our conflict is when people are trying to change people's position. They're not talking about resolution. Controversy and conflict. Conflict is a clash of feelings and interests that can be unreasoned and angry. Controversy is almost always a legitimate difference of opinion, position, or understanding of a situation. People handle conflict by avoiding it, called flight, challenging it, fight, or by bringing others in working to manage it, called engagement. Controversy is about issues. Conflict is about people in opposition. I want to take a look at these two over here, controversy and conversion. When everyone agrees, there is no controversy. When the goal is to convert other people to one point of view, conflict may result, as I stated before. I'm going to say it again. Controversy and conversion. When everyone agrees, there is no controversy. When the goal is to convert, and that's the key word, when the goal is to convert other people to one point of view, conflict may be the result. Management, not resolution. Dealing with controversy is about managing the legitimate differences people have. The differences people normally experience with any issue will not go away. They will be redefined, restructured, and new approaches will result from working to openly and fairly manage them. Why some people see controversy when others do not? A controversy exists when there is an open and honest difference of opinion about an issue. These differences may exist because of personality, philosophy, values, and history, age, and the time of day. Sometimes we may not see something as being controversial because we feel that there is only one point of view, ours. Other times, we fail to see that people might have different opinions. Now, I want you to hold that. I want to show you something else in community development that I find very interesting that I teach quite extensively in, and let me see if I can find that. Going back to the main menu here,